Hi, it's Jenny with Genuine Home, and today I'm going to show you how we make bread and also an extra tip on how to proof it using your Instant Pot. And I also have a little tip in case you don't have the yogurt mode on it too. My daughter wanted to join me today, so we are going to start with getting the yeast bubbly. So we're going to add 2 cups of warm water. Add that in there. Third cup of sugar, and then 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast. And I like to keep my yeast in this package in the freezer so that way it lasts longer. There you go. Do that again. Now we're going to let the yeast and the sugar get all bubbly together and have the yeast have some time to eat up the sugar, and once it's all bubbly, then we'll move on to the next step. That takes about 5 minutes. Okay, we are ready to go. The yeast and sugar is nice and bubbly. Now we're going to add 2/3 cup of olive oil. And you want to make sure you have a dough hook. And also, if you don't have a stand mixer, you can do this method in a bowl with a big spoon, and you can definitely do it by hand, and then you can do the kneading process by using a floured surface and kneading it onto, go ahead. Kneading it on the countertop on a floured surface. One more. This is 2/3 cup, and so that's 1/3 cup. So do one more. And then we're going to add some flour. And for those of you who are gluten-free, I also have a recipe that's made in a bread machine, because gluten-free dough can be very, very sticky. So I also have a recipe on my blog for gluten-free bread. It's amazing. It tastes so much like regular bread. You won't feel like you're missing out on having regular bread, and it doesn't taste like cardboard like a lot of gluten-free breads tend to. Okay, woo! So that's 1 cup. We're going to add 3 cups to begin with, and then we'll add 2 more cups a little bit later. So let's add some more. And then we're going to do 2 teaspoons salt. We'll add 2 teaspoons of salt. So that was 1 cup of flour. And I'm leveling off the scoops of flour with the back end of a knife. Whoops. Okay, got 2. Okay, we put that one in. And then the amount of flour, total flour that we'll use will vary between regions and how much flour is packed inside of a cup. So the general amount of flour used is variable. So in the end, you'll use about 5 to 6 cups of flour for this recipe. So we're just mixing it up now just to get it forming a dough ball, because if we were to add all the flour all at the same time, it would poof out as the mixture would turn on, and it would also be just not be able to incorporate very well. So we're just going to have it on low. So that's 4. 5. And you'll notice as it's kneading, it looks kind of dry right now, but in a few minutes it might end up turning out to be a little more sticky as it's worked itself in. So if that is the case and it's no longer pulling away from the sides of the bowl, add a little bit more flour until you see how it's changed now. Now it looks like it's more sticky than it was before, where it looked a little more dry. So you'll want to add a little more flour. So we're going to add a little bit more flour. You don't want to add too much flour, so it's kind of just that right amount type of thing. So she's going to add another 1/2 cup in. and it'll eventually knead that all back in. And if not, you can stop and pause stop the mixer, scrape down the sides, and start again. I'm going to go ahead and stop it and scrape down the sides a little bit. Okay, just finished scraping down the sides. And this looks about right to me. I'm going to let it just mix on this mode for about 4 or 5 minutes, just to get really that gluten activated and make a nice stretch. Look how much the consistency has changed after 5 minutes of mixing. You can see the stretching and the pulling, and it looks like it's so much smoother. That's the gluten activated. As you see, I'm pulling it, you can see how it's breaking. That's nice and elasticy. Okay, the dough is done. You can see how it's nice and elasticy. It pulls and grabs. So we're going to take the dough off. We're going to proof the dough. You can proof the dough 2 ways. You can proof the dough the old school way, which would be taking it out of here, putting it inside another bowl that's bigger, and then you would lightly oil this bowl. You'd put the dough inside, you'd cover it, and let it double in size. It takes about an hour to do that. I like to speed up the process by using my Instant Pot to proof the dough. If you don't have a yogurt feature on your Instant Pot, this is the following method that I would suggest to use. Mine does, but you are going to use your Instant Pot. You're going to put the trivet in the bottom, the trivet that comes with it. Then you're going to add 1 cup of water. The bottom of the pot. Make sure it's plugged in and turned on. And then you're going to oil a bowl. I'm going to use my spray. This is my avocado spray that I love. And then a bowl that will fit inside your Instant Pot. And you're going to set it right on top of the trivet. And you're going to push keep warm mode. And this is set for 10 minutes. Then you're going to take your dough and put your dough inside. So let me take it out. I'm scraping out the bottom. Here's the dough. I'm going to tug the top sides down to the bottom, so then see, as I did that, it made the top nice and smooth and there's no seam. And then I'm going to place it inside the Instant Pot. Then you're going to cover it with a clear lid. This happens to be the Instant Pot lid that I purchased separately from when I purchased my Instant Pot. And just close it. It doesn't need to be on sealing because we're not pressure cooking, we're just proofing the dough. Or you can find another lid that fits, or a plate, and set it on top. I like to use clear lids so I can see how big it's gotten. So either one will work just fine. And then keep warm mode for 10 minutes. And after the 10-minute timer is off, then unplug it and turn off the Instant Pot and let it rise until double. That should take about 20-30 minutes. Just keep checking on it periodically. Okay, for those of you who do have the yogurt mode, you do not have to do the trivet or the bowl step. You can put it directly in the bottom of the pot. First you want to spray it. And then, or you can put a piece of parchment paper inside the bottom of your Instant Pot. That works fine too. We're going to grab this dough. We're going to put it on the bottom of the Instant Pot. Again, use the clear lid. so that way you can see. So if you've never used the yogurt feature on your Instant Pot before, if you push yogurt, mine it goes to a time. If it says boil setting, then that is not the setting you want. That will burn your bread dough. So just adjust it until it gives this light up for less. So you see I keep pushing it, it goes to normal, more. You don't want that, you want it on less. So it doesn't matter what the time is because we're gonna set our own little timer for here, separate of this, but make sure it says less and push the yogurt button. And this just allows the dough to rise on a very low level, but a little bit faster than just sitting on your countertop, so it rises faster. So I'm gonna set a timer for 20 minutes. And I'm gonna come back and check on it for the next step in 20 minutes. If it's doubled, just wait until it doubles in size. Okay, the dough has risen in size and it's now time to take it out of the Instant Pot. It's been about 30 minutes, as you can see on there. The dough has doubled in size, and I'm gonna take off my ring so it doesn't get sticky with dough, and I'm just going to punch down the dough right inside the Instant Pot. This helps release some of the gas bubbles. And then I'm going to spray some loaf pans. These are some ceramic pans. Going to unplug the Instant Pot. We're going to add a little bit of flour on the surface. Pull out the dough. And I'm going to divide it in half because this makes 2 loaves of bread. And I'm going to take some of that flour, cover it on the needle or rolling pin, and then I'm going to roll about a 5-inch by 8-inch roll of dough so that it'll fit your pan well. Okay, and then just roll it up. I'm going to take out some of that extra. I'm going to pinch the ends a little bit to fit inside the pan. We're going to put the seam side down, pinch it a little bit. And now it fits inside the pan. Let's do the next one. Doesn't need to be super floury. So I'm going to get rid of the extra and just see how I'm just sprinkling a little bit down. Okay. Pinch those ends a little bit, pinch that bottom, and put it inside. And there's the other loaf. Now, I'm going to set them aside in a warm place, not too warm. Set them aside in a warm place and cover with a tea towel. Until doubled in size. Cover with the towel until doubled in size, about an hour. I'm going to check at about 45 minutes. The dough has now doubled in size. I've preheated the oven to 350 degrees and we're going to bake it for 20 minutes. Because when you know the heel buttered, warm, it's the best part.